Hello, I am Antamarian and welcome to my AI portfolio. Starting off with what I think about AI. For me, AI is a helpful tool but also something that needs to be used carefully. On the positive side, I think AI is great for speeding things up and helping with ideas. It can take care of repetitive tasks and give you a starting point when you're stuck, which makes it easier to focus on the more creative parts of work. I also like how accessible it is, whether it's explaining complex topics, looking for sources, or creating videos and photos. An important thing for me is that AI can answer questions that are hard to find an answer to on a regular search engine. But at the same time, I feel like there are quite a few downsides. One thing that stands out to me is how easy it is to rely on AI too much. If you're not careful, it can replace your own thinking instead of supporting it. I'm also concerned about the accuracy since I have found that AI isn't always correct. Another personal issue is that it often takes a lot of time to get a good answer or the answer that I wanted. At those times, I doubt if using AI actually saves time, which is one of the reasons that I actually use AI. However, overall, I think AI is useful, but it shouldn't replace my own work. The best way to use it for me is to generate ideas of what I want to do and not letting it do everything for me. Now, let's go into when and why I use AI. I mainly use AI when I'm looking for ideas to save time or when something isn't clear. For example, sometimes I have no idea how to start with an assignment, and then I would use AI to at least get a base of how to start or a template that will help me do the assignment. I also use it for research. For example, if I can't find an answer or a clear full answer on other search engines, I often put it into AI. This way, I am able to get a full and clear answer. AI also gives me sources so that I can do further research on these questions. Also, sometimes when I'm writing a paper, I feel like there's information that I'm missing, and then it helps me get better sources. Also, for papers, I use AI to check my references, mostly for italics because I often make small mistakes in that. I use it quite a lot when studying for the exams. Then I upload my summaries and any practice questions if I have them, and then use AI to create more questions so that I can train and test myself for the exam. I also use it to check my text for spelling and grammar mistakes. I also use AI in a more creative way. If I have an idea in my head, I sometimes ask it to generate an image of it so I can actually see the concept and decide if I like it or not. Let's start looking at examples and what I've learned through my AI process, starting with experience video for CanDart and Proximus and Pride that I made last semester for a pitch. So here is a video. So our prompt was to generate a short experience video for our pitch. We have been working on a partnership between Proximus and CanDart. Generate an immersive video of Antwerp Pride where people are holding our designed lollipops and are genuinely happy. On top of this prompt, we added a file of our designed lollipop so they could put that exactly in there. Originally, there was also sound in this video, but we didn't really like it that much, so we just added a song underneath. But the overall process of this was very good, and we got this video after the first prompt, so it was really nice to see. Now the next thing that I'm going to talk about is an Instagram post for a Think Twice rebrand that I did with Gemini. Last semester we had to rebrand Think Twice and make a few creative assignments. One of these is this Instagram post. The prompt that I originally used was generate an Instagram post. On the left there should be a red sweater torn in half with threads flowing out from the torn side. On the right it should say the call to action, which is 50% off everything, in a bold font. This is an Instagram post for rebranding of Think Twice, so put the logo smaller under the call to action. The background should be neutral light beige. I did this mainly to get an idea of what I wanted to do and to have the image of the sweater. I didn't end up using the whole Instagram post. I just used the sweater and edited the rest into Illustrator. Now, I also have a few examples from this semester, starting with a display for the Voslimus. For the marketing in the English language course, we were supposed to make an advertising campaign, so I thought it would be a nice idea to create a display for this campaign. The prompt that I used was to create a display to globalize the Belgian brand De Voslimus, fully use their style, the tagline is sauce up your life, and also keep the Dutch tagline a bit smaller, which is Dadissum. Another good sentence to add is the Belgian upgrade. I want to have a boring meal upgraded with their sauce. The display that you can see in the presentation is actually the first one that I directly got just from this prompt, and I really liked it already. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is a presentation of Dries van Noten and the Gestalt theory that I actually already did for the perception and image course, but I wanted to see if the Claude and the Gamma extension would also create a good presentation, because I already knew what should be in there and what should be good. I ended up getting a pretty good presentation. I just had to ask Claude to change the pictures because it were all AI generated pictures, and then after I did that, the pictures ended up being a lot better, and I only had to change one picture of Dries van Noten because they didn't have a picture of him, but the designs were pretty much correct, so that was really nice. And also the content that is in there I found is very precise and very clear, and the structure is also very good, so that was a nice experience. Next up is my essay on the dangers of AI that is written with Claude. So after filling in the form that you provided for us, I put in all of my opinion on the video and it wrote for me the essay. Overall, I think the essay is pretty strong, but I think it went too deep on me being an emotional writer. So if this were to be an assignment to write this essay, then I would probably change quite a bit in this essay before actually uploading it. But overall, it's a clean essay. It has all the information that I provided, so I do appreciate it. Now, my last but definitely not least example is something that you've seen throughout this video presentation, mainly my mascot that I made with Gemini. So the original prompt that I used is, I will be making a portfolio about AI and I want there to be a little mascot of me leading it. Please create a mascot of me. I am a 19-year-old female with light brown curly hair and green/brown eyes. I am built medium or regular, and I want the mascot to wear slightly baggy jeans and the pink sweater. That's how he created the regular mascot, which was actually perfect on the first try. But obviously you can see the 5 different mascots. So the first one is the one on the title slide, which I said it was going to be a voiceover portfolio, and they added in the microphone, which I thought was perfect. The other one, I asked Gemini to make my mascot point at the titles. The other ones, I asked them to put the thumbs up and be happy, and put the thumbs down and have a sad face. And then the last one, which you're going to see in the next slide, is where the mascot is holding up the 2 certificates. Now for my bonus slides, where my mascot is holding up the 2 Anthropic certificates that we did in class. Something I also wanted to add is that I truly picked the examples that I thought were the best, or that worked out the best for me personally. So I did use anti-gravity and make the websites, but for me those other examples just show off my AI learning process a bit more, and just it makes more sense for me. So thank you for listening.